Welcome back to Age of Empires Mobile. This is Lizard Jesus. Today's video is going to be an in-depth review about Mansa Musa. I've had Mansa Musa for a long time. I fought in 4 Mightiest Empires with him, so I've gotten very familiar with his skills, his best pairings, and all that stuff. In the video, we're going to be going over his gear, the gems that I think you should use on him, his stars, minimum investment, some of his skills, and towards the end of the video, I might talk a little bit about how to actually micromanage him and get the best usage out of a pike march. So let's start off with something simple, and that is his star investment. Now, I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I think minimum star investment from Mansa Musa is without a doubt 3. 5 stars is gonna be awesome because you're gonna be increasing the duration of radiance. However, if you are a free-to-play or a low spender where taking a hero to 5 stars is super expensive, I think you are fine to not take him to 5 stars, as you want to hold stars so that when future heroes come out, you can invest that into that hero and possibly have an even stronger pairing with Mansa Musa. I ran him at 1 star for quite a while. It's fine. Obviously, 1 star is going to be used at some point when you first get him. However, honestly, if you want to field fight, minimum 3 star. Now, why does this matter? It matters because I made a video in the past about the best 1-star heroes, and there's heroes such as Tribuana. Tribuana is a hero that you can take to 1 star, and like literally she's fine. You can just like stop investing stars to her, and like that's awesome. Boudica fell into that category. Yeah, I kid you not. Listen, Boudica is really old, and I've had her for longer than Mansa Musa. But Boudica is a hero that at 1 star, she's going to perform great for being at 1 star. Keep that in mind. I'm not saying she's going to be a top of the line meta hero, but I'm saying that for 1 star, she is going to be great. Mansa Musa, minimum investment, I think is 3 stars. You just want that extra healing from his skill. You want that healing that gives him the sustain to stay alive. Now, we're going to be moving on from stars to best pairings. And as you can see on the screen right here, the pairing that I have been using literally for the past 4 Mightiest Empires is with Boudica and Leonidas. In the past, I used Leonidas in the middle and Boudica in the third. However, this Mightiest Empire that I just wrapped earlier, like a couple hours ago that I just wrapped up, this was the first Mightiest Empire where I put Boudica in the 2nd slot and the 3rd slot, and the performance was just so much better. It was just better. I'm not going to get into the technicality about why it was better. It just was performing better, and I will touch the topic briefly. I think it has to deal with the fact that Leonidas popping his skill off a bit later is actually what you want. Either way, Boudica and Leonidas is without a doubt the best pairing for Mansa Musa. Now, if you are free-to-play, completely free-to-play, Richard is going to be awesome with your Mansa Musa. However, if you are running Richard with Mansa Musa, Mansa primary is still going to be amazing for applying that debuff. But I've seen lots of people do Richard primary, Boudica secondary, and then Mansa in the 3rd slot. And to my knowledge, that is a strong pairing. So if you are running Richard, keep that in mind. That if you don't have Leonidas, Richard is still going to be awesome in this pairing. You can go Mansa, Boudica, Richard, or Richard, Boudica, Mansa, and that's going to be awesome. Now, moving on from the pairings, we are going to be discussing the gems. Now, my gems are still a very, very early stage. I haven't pushed gems so hard. I'm stocking up on a lot of gem chests. But these are the gems that I recommend players. Obviously, other players are going to have better gems, but the gems it's case by case. Everyone's account is different. So for the helmet, I went all in on unit capacity. Focus all unit capacity on Mansa Musa. The reason being is that with Mansa Musa, his signature skill is going to be popping off as combat goes on. It pops off over time. Boudica being focused on counter attack, you want to have as many troops in this lineup as possible so that you are popping off your skills. Of course, you want to pop up your skills as much as possible, but the way that it works with the most troops is that you want to be able to swarm yourself down for as long as possible, because Boudica is going to be bringing that anti-swarm technology. Mansa Musa is going to be bringing that it acts like anti-swarm technology, but because it brings sustain, it's really unique, where when he's surrounded, he's pops off his skill faster. So the more troops you have, the higher damage ratio you're going to be dealing when you pop off that skill from being swarmed. So for the helmet, I suggest folk go all in on troop capacity. So now on his arms, like I said, my gems are still a work in progress, but for the arms, I just focused all attributes. All attributes, it's just all attributes. It's pretty straightforward, very simple. All attributes is always going to be awesome. If you have better gems for whatever reason, obviously go ahead and use them. But what I like about all attributes is that you can't go wrong with these either way because you're just buffing all of your attributes. Now, for the chest piece, I have increase healing effect. As you know, Mansa Musa is doing healing, so you want to be increasing that healing effect. Look at that, I had a purple gem and I didn't even realize. I also have passive skill damage because Mansa Musa does have a passive skill that deals damage, so you want to increase that passive skill damage. For the boots, I have increases all health and some armor, just some armor right here. Yeah, so all attributes is, we'll switch that up, or put on some armor, there we go. All units health type is just amazing. So yeah, but you know what, honestly, between that I'll go with capacity, since unit capacity kind of acts like health anyways. So that is the gems that I have on him. We're gonna go over the ring. I really like the way I really like how Tranquil works on Mansa Musa, just because for the first 18 seconds of entering battle, you're reducing all of your troops' damage taken by a certain percentage. And with Mansa's skill, you're only going to be getting value from the skill from taking damage, from taking attacks. So when you enter that battle, you want to be taking less damage as possible so that by the time this pops off, you're at highest troop capacity. If you don't have Tranquil Ring of the Bear is fine. The reason being is that Mansa Musa is dealing might damage. Other than that, you can experiment with other rings, but honestly, these are probably just fine to throw on your second and third heroes. With Mansa Musa, the best rings that I would recommend, and this is from my experiences, the rings that I have found best with him is Tranquil Water and Ring of the Bear. I did run Ring of the Crow for a bit, and this is nice because it's dealing might damage for a bit, but this is only going to be good if you're stealing might in the time frame where you're popping off your active skill, so keep that in mind. Golden Odyssey, after your troop takes 12 normal attacks up to 2 per second, it recovers your troop's units off of might bonus and an armor bonus, and increases the damage dealt of your commander by a percentage off of might bonus. So that's just straight up awesome, honestly. Now, King's Blade, this skill is so freaking awesome. It's a super vanilla skill, but you gotta have the skill. It's just a vanilla might damage single target with a percentage chance to increase all of your heroes' damage. What's not to love about that skill? It's just kick ass. So, with Mansa Musa, the talents that I have now, mainly you're just focusing might and armor. All you want to focus is just might and armor. Always grab your might with Mansa Musa. Always grab your armor, might and armor. Remember, his skills are going to be buffed by might percentage and armor percentage. So you want to have that as much as possible. And on that topic, which is also why I don't really like having Ring of the Bear over Tranquil, because you are reducing your hero's armor. Here I'm going to go over some reports that I have with Mansa Musa. So keep in mind that I am a mix of T6 and T5, and I actually have more T5 than T6. I only have about 30,000 T6 total for my pikeman. I currently have 40,000 T6, and the rest are all going to be T5 and actually some T4. So yeah, let's jump over those reports. So this right here, I was getting swarmed by multiple people. I'm just gonna breeze over these reports just to give you guys an idea. I actually do have footage of this report where it was my swordsman lineup my pikeman lineup, and I was fighting like 3 different players. It wasn't 3 players bringing 5 marches. There was like one guy with 4 marches and 2 other guys that had a couple marches. But I'm just giving you guys an idea that with this march, honestly, you want to let yourself get swarmed. You kind of do. Like, you really want to let yourself get swarmed. You just want to throw him out there and just, yeah, just let yourself get swarmed. I am getting more enemy elimination points, so that's something that you guys should keep in mind. In some of these trades, I'm getting more enemy elimination points. Yeah, so that's just a little teaser of the reports I have from last Mightiest Empire. Anyways, so yeah, that is my thoughts on Mansa Musa and my experience with him. I had just shared with you guys. If you guys enjoy this video, do whatever you want to do. Drop a like, drop a comment, spread some hate in the comments if you want to. I don't care. Yeah, so I am interested to know if you guys will be using Mansa Musa. Personally, he was one of my favorite investments I ever made. It was a bit risky when I first got him because not a lot of people had used Pikeman, and Pikeman were in a weird spot. But as the game progresses, I found Mansa Musa's investment to age pretty dang solid. So this has been Lizard Jesus, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.